Hello, I am Pliskit, and this is my content, and I am, whoa, hold up, forgot. I need my Persona 4 glasses. They're official. That's why they have a 7-Up logo on the side. So today I decided to talk about Persona 4 Golden. I've been playing it, not nearly as crazy as much as some of the other people on YouTube, but I have been enjoying myself. And then, of course, since it's on PC, the question obviously comes up is when are we going to see some mods? Screen Rant has already posted their list of, but fuck them, they suck. So I decided to make my own list of mods I want to see for Persona 4 Golden. Alright, first is a performance patch. Now, Atlus should absolutely fix all the problems on their game. I mean, that's just the way it is. We paid them money. They should make sure their game works, and there's been a whole lot of talking and complaining about certain things like the cutscene skipping and other stuff. And the only thing I've really had happen was basically there's a slowdown whenever you're about to do the beatdown thing, during combat. But what I think we need, what we'll eventually need, is, especially when it comes to Japanese developers, we're going to need some kind of performance patch at some point, because, like I said, they definitely need to take care of their game, they need to take care of their customers, but I would rather see them within in the next 2 to 3 months start getting another game ready for us on Steam. Don't leave us hanging, but fix what you can, do everything you can, make us happy, make us at least 95% happy, and then start working on Persona 5 Royal or any of the other Shin Megami games. But that's why we need someone in the community or a group of people to start working on a performance patch. Is we kind of need that framework for the rest of the modding scene. And once you have that framework, it's a lot easier for people to create mods and then add them in, and then they can even do little tweaks to the performance to make sure their stuff works and that everything can be compatible. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't know, I'm not a programmer. So next, this is probably super fucking obvious, but I'm gonna throw it out there. 4K backgrounds and models for our characters. Now, there's gonna be people split. Like, do you want models and backgrounds that fit with the regular art style of Persona 4, which I love, even though it is pretty dated at this point? Or should people make mods that go in kind of a completely opposite direction, maybe creating more realistic looking models and textures? There already is a reshader, which is the only mod so far on the Nexus for Persona 4. I think it'd be really cool if somebody or group of people start making basically change up the way the game looks, which could be really cool. And plus, the more people that do it and you get the more options, that's just more fun. So tailor the game to how you want it to look. And also with the models, having better looking models, not just for the main characters but also NPCs, so we could actually have more diversity in our NPCs. No, I don't mean that in some kind of weird SJW thing. I just meant like, you're not seeing the same person everywhere you go. And this should also extend to the personas. It'd be really cool to have alternate persona models. I mean, we've been looking at some of these character models, these persona demon models for years now. It would be really cool if somebody went back and just kind of, not necessarily changing the aspects, the stats or anything of the personas, but just changing the way they look. And of course, and all this comes right back to animations. It would be cool to have new animations for basically everyone. NPCs, your playable characters, your personas, the monsters that you fight. The other thing I thought was audio. And of course, I don't know how much compression they use, but it's all the time, you know, people can go in and make stuff sound better. But more importantly, how about diversity in the music that we get? You know, as much as I love the Reach Out to the Truth song, it gets old after a while. And it would be nice if there was at least, maybe not necessarily random, but the battle music would change perhaps depending on if you got a player advantage or an enemy advantage. And a lot of the boss music, and especially the mini bosses, it's the same song each time. It would be really cool if some Persona fans that know a thing or two about music created their own, and then we could put those into Persona 4 Golden. And hey, that'd be really cool. And speaking of audio, the next thing, this is going to be a pet peeve. I'm going to piss some people off, or there's going to be some people who are like, yeah, you're right. I would love the option to put in Chie's old voice. It really comes down to me, you know, being the first version, or really the only version I played of Persona 4 was the PS2 version. And if you don't know, I guess somewhere between the release of that game and the remake that was put on Vita, you know, Golden, obviously, that voice actress, she didn't want to do it anymore. I don't know the whole story, but they recasted her, and that girl does the voice, or that woman does the voice in Golden in the anime. But I would kind of like the option. It's probably just a lot of people's preference, just because it's the first voice they're associated, they associate with Chie. But it would be kind of cool if we had that option. And I know I've already seen, I actually put this on Reddit just asking what other people thought, and most people are like, well, it wouldn't really fit because there's new dialogue options and stuff like that. Well, so I guess you could switch back to the new voice actress. It'd be almost like an Oblivion thing, you know, when you're talking to a chick, then all of a sudden, midway through the conversation, she changes voice and then she changes back.
Thank you, kind sir. Everyone's saying there's trouble in Kvatch.
Okay, going back to the cosmetic looks, obviously a UI change would be really cool. You know, I like it. I like the way Persona 4, I like its look, how the UI looks and everything. But you know, sometimes it's just cool to have stuff look different, and especially change the color, change the font. It's just a little thing, but I think some people could get behind that. Oh, now here's one. This is fun. This is for the creative types. Is new items, armor, and weapons. And of course, I mean, wouldn't it be kind of funny to just have your protagonist using the you know, Guts' sword from Zerk, or just like an ultra realistic looking sword in his cell shaded looking chibi hands. I think that would be pretty cool. And also that goes along with that would be new custom quests. Now there's not really a lot of like side quests other than basically the fetching stuff. And I mean, usually most of the side quests just involve looking for a particular shadow and getting the item that it drops. And I mean, that's fine, but I think with some modding, people could make more dynamic quests, and that would also include new items to find and new rewards. Once again, I'm not trying to sound like SJW weirdo, but I guess a female protagonist would be pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people, that's like the number one thing I saw when I was kind of doing some research for this, is a lot of people are like, oh, why can't we play as a girl? All you have to do is go in and change a little bit of the dialogue here and there, which I mean, I guess they could. But then I went to another thing that would be really cool mod, would be alternate social links. This game's been around for 10 years, at least. It's been like, what, 10 years since Persona 4 originally came out. So a lot of people have played this game multiple times and done the same social links over and over again. So wouldn't it make sense to have just brand new stories? I think it would be cool to just, you know, you'd still have the same arcane signs, whatever they're called, but you're just completing them, raising those social links with different people. And I mean, that could be pretty cool. And it would definitely help with the whole female protagonist thing. Next thing is, if you've ever played any of the Bethesda games, there's usually, or if you've ever played any of the Bethesda games, you'll know that there's always a lot of lost and cut content. So a cutting room floor mod would make a whole lot of sense in Persona 4. And once again, I gotta jump on the SJW thing for a second, and there was code in the game that at least seems to show that Yosuke was supposed to be a love interest if you chose to. So there, it's baked into the game. All someone needs to do is go in there and tweak it and get it to work. So why not? And I'm sure there's tons of other little content and little things in there that can be added back into the game. So there's another. Here, this one I like to call Persona 4.5, which is basically just something that makes the game more like Persona 5. That'd be a really big task, but I think it would be cool to, like I was saying before, having better looking models for the Persona. Well, I mean, maybe people could rip the Persona 5 models for Personas and throw that into Persona 4. But more importantly, gameplay aspects, such as the passing baton, where you can hand your turn off to another teammate. I always like that in Persona 5, and I've seen other people suggest the same thing. And another big thing, I don't even know how it could be done because the dungeons are set up so differently in Persona 4 as compared to Persona 5. But I mean, Persona 3 had this problem, and 4 Golden still has it. It's the damn sneaking. The sneaking sucks. Like, it's like trying to sneak up on the shadow and then whack it in the head. No, I'll admit, Persona 5's little stealth and ambushing the shadows was probably too easy, but it worked a hell of a lot better than Persona 4. It's only happened to me a few times in this playthrough, but I remember when I originally played the game so many times, and in Persona 3, trying to creep up, and then you swing, then you frickin' whiff, and then you're like, trying to whiff again, and then there's like, and then it gets you. I hate that, but it would be really cool if there was the whole, like, be able to go up against the wall and be hidden, and so hey, somebody make it fucking happen. And so then there was one mod for Persona 4, well, and Persona 3. It was basically the Randomizer, where basically everything's just fucking crazy. I'm gonna put a little video like right here, I guess, just to show just how weird it can be. If that's your cup of tea, I mean, hell. But that's like the one mod that's out for the Persona 4. And I thought I should at least mention it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this rambling about Persona 4 and its future with mods. Go ahead down below, not here, not in my junk, but down in the comments section, tell me what type of mods you want to see in Persona 4. If you think some of my ideas were fucking stupid, tell me, and then go fuck yourself. But have a nice day, and don't forget to reach out to the truth. Something, 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 something. You would think that I would know that song better, the amount of times I've heard it. I face out, I hold out, I reach out to the truth of my life, seeking to seize on the whole moment, yeah. What? That does not make any sense.